Hey kids, thanks for joining me in the garage again today. We're going to be doing the tear down of this drill press. So kind of showed you in the last video what to expect. So today we're going to get started. So like, subscribe, comment down below. See you in just a minute. All right, so as you can see, I've already started the drill press tear down, and so I'm going to show you the video, me taking this all apart. It's going to be a little delayed, I'll tell you now, because I ended up slicing my finger open, cutting open a zip tie. So there's that. So I'm not sure exactly when part 2 will be coming out, but I'm going to try to do a few things. I'm going to like tear down the drill chuck and a few other things like that. I think we'll be able to make a few videos. I got some other ideas as well. I'm not going to drag this out hopefully for too long, but just to give you a heads up about the old finger. So, I'm going to be doing rust removal, going to be, pretty much tearing apart the motor, getting everything cleaned out. Is actually, you'll see here, is in pretty good condition, considering, I think like this motor here says it was made in 1981. So for something that's, 39 years old, almost as old as me, it's in pretty good condition. So whoever was using it kept pretty good care anyway. Doesn't really look like it, but it's actually in pretty good condition. So we're going to start here. We'll go over to the teardown. Let's get started. So here we are at the new toy. So this thing does actually run. Has a nice little light there. I put my own bulb in there, but you'll see here, not too bad. So you can hear it does rattle a little bit. So I think first thing I'm going to do is just kind of tear this thing apart. So first thing, got to get this bench, this old vise off of here. So let's start with that. All right, so these are 14 millimeter. It's a nice big vise. That'll definitely come in handy. Shoot up a little bit in there. You can see that right in there. But overall, I think this will be something I'll be able to reuse. I mean, thing's pretty beefy. I think it's a 6-inch. I mean, it's got a big 6 right there on it. So, yeah. Next thing I think to do is I'm going to pull out the vacuum and get it all vacuumed up, get everything up top vacuumed, just give it a once over here. All right, so I think the next thing I'm going to do, let's take this table off. I think I've got it all loosened up. Yeah, table's in pretty good shape, I think. So, I mean, I'm going to clean this all up and take it apart. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is go in, take the motor out. First thing we'll need to do is get some of this electrical off of here, because we don't want to pull this motor off and then have a bunch of cables hanging us up. So yes, I did unplug it first, so you don't have to worry about that. So there's a blue wire screwed to the body of the motor. And then the, oh yeah, so that's marked. The yellow ones are marked. So I'm just going to take a minute here and I'm going to mark these wires a little bit better, so I know how to get it all back together. All right, to finish getting this motor out, we're going to have to first take these belts off. So there we go. There. So I'll have to figure out which one that is somehow, what size they are. It's a Victor brand, whatever that is. Another Victor A25. Are these both A25s? This one says A23. So the 25 goes on the front and the 23 goes on the back, it looks like. So I should be able to pull these off. So these are 12mm bolts. There's one. Just gonna loosen that one there. I'm gonna pull these off here. Okay, so I should be able to just take the nuts and washers off now and then pull this motor out. All right, next thing, let's spin this around. That's pretty crusty. All right, so I think next thing is to try to pull these wheels off here and then get this top off. Well, let's try to get this one off. This one is just on there with a snap ring. So I'll get my snap ring pliers. There's that. There we go. Now you'll see there's looks as though there are two bearings, so be able to see that in the light. So should be able to just pound them out through the other side there. So that's probably a little bit of press work there, no big deal. Not sure how this comes out. It just slides out. There we go. Yep, that's just kind of in there. Oh, nice little spider. So that's gone. So let's get the chuck out. It comes with this little tool here, which you'll see. You just move the spindle down here. And then there's a spot in the movement there where you can stick this in. And you should be able to just whack it a few times with the hammer. Here, let me put this on the other side. Oh, there you go right there. So it doesn't look to be in too bad a shape. Not all rusty or anything like that. So obviously the end of the chuck could be a little better looking. This is Jacob 5/16. That's hard to see on here. is a 5/8 chuck. So this will be something that will end up prettying up too. This thing here, this is what houses the spring that lets it pop back. That's the, as you move it down, it'll automatically spring back. It's just a little crusty. You're gonna see here, wrapped around a few times. Just hope this doesn't just like sprung out of there. Yes, actually, still in pretty good shape, as you can see. So that's a keeper. So this should just slide right out. That looks like it's in really good shape as well. So one thing I did notice, oh, and that might have been it that dropped out. There was a set screw that was not in there. So it actually looks like it snapped off. Might be hard to see there. But yeah, so that might actually be a good thing. I think I heard it fall down to the ground here. So let's see. Now this looks like there's a little wedge piece. Not sure exactly what that was doing. There is a little spot for it, so I wonder, interesting. I will have to, I'll make sure to keep that, and we'll figure that out in future here. So yeah, here's the spindle. That came out pretty nicely. Bearing up at the top there, and bearing at the bottom. There's the top, there's the bottom. So set that over here as well. And so now, see how this comes out. So I'm kind of wondering if I can pound out this top piece here. I'm going to get a flashlight. I'm going to look up in there. Oh wow. So I can't pound it down. There's a clip in there. So I think what I'll do is see if I can't get that clip out with a long pair of needle nose pliers here. This might be easier to do on the bench, but here we are. Yeah, I actually got it. So here's the little spring clip that comes out. And then I should now be able to pound this down. I'm going to grab my brass hammer and do that. There. That wasn't so bad. So this here is just a press fit on that mud dauber. And so that's really all that is. I'll be able to take this top off now. You know, actually, I think that comes up through. There's a clip right here as well. So there's one on the bottom and one on the top. Of course, now I just pounded that through. Yeah, that's not so bad. A couple more bearings. And then that's what actually drives the end of the spindle. You can kind of, I don't know if you can see that, but there's some internal splines in essence. So, all right. That's out of there as well. It doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna get a screwdriver. I'll take this top off. So I think what I'm gonna do is come in here, take some pictures of the wiring. I'll probably end up getting a different panel, but that way I've got a record how this wiring is. So I think I'm good to pull this all out. Going to take this switch panel off. Take the ground wires off, which is the two greens. Looks like it also, the ground wires hook into the little bulb receptacle, kind of hold it in place. So, and those are the longer screws. So I'm going to stick my finger up in here and I will grab this receptacle so it doesn't fall. Yeah, it screws into that receptacle. Oops. I'll grab that later. And then nice little metal panel for the on and off. I think I'll take a picture once more. We'll get these wires out. There we go. Switch is a little dirty, but I think it should do okay. There's the light bulb. There we go. Next, we're gonna take this post off, take the head off, and get it out on the bench and get everything all pulled out. There's still a little screw here, a couple of little things. Oh, look here, here's a little, some sort of spring. So we're gonna go through this thing, take a look at it, get it all pulled apart. All right, we got this headstock ready to come off. There's basically 2 Allen heads right there. And those are 5mm Allen heads. And then this will just come right off. Probably a little rusty. I haven't taken this off yet. As you'll see, it's pinned right there, and I'm gonna have to pull that pin out. So I'm gonna do that on the bench. So let's see if I can pull this head off here. Oh yeah. That's not bad at all. Yeah, so the next thing is this set ring, which holds this rack basically that moves the table up and down. So if I loosen this up, you can see once I get this off, I'll be able to pull that whole thing off here. So that's just a little 3mm set screw. Probably need a hammer on that. Might be able to wiggle it out. There we go. Yeah. A little grimy in there, huh? All right, so this whole mount here should now pretty easily come off. I think I'll crank it up and then get this off separate from that rack. So. Now this is coming out in an interesting way, it sounds like, or looks like. You know, this rack is kind of bent, so one of the things I'll need to do is straighten it all out. I think we're gonna have to take this off all as one piece. Yeah, what's going on is it's flat here and I can't crank, the teeth just aren't gonna chew through that. So I'm gonna have to take this whole thing off as one piece. What I'll do first, so I'm gonna take this head off. That's a 24mm nut. Let's see. I don't know if that's gonna spin for you. Yeah. You can see there. I think this is actually a standard size and not metric. So this will just make it easier to pull that whole assembly apart. There we go. There we go. That's off camera. And there you go. Don't know if you can see that, but that pinion gear is encapsulated. There's no pin outside here or on the other side. You know, there might be something underneath this paint. Well, let's go put this on the bench. Here's that rack. I don't know if you can see that. Here, maybe. You can see how that's kind of bent there, huh? See that? So you have to get that all straightened out. I don't think it'll be too difficult to get that straightened out. All right, next is the post. So this thing is held on with 14 millimeters. So see. And this post should just come right off of here. Yeah. So if you like what you saw, hit that like button, subscribe. Got more to come on this, so thanks for watching. Keep on wrenching.